Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host Red. We got videos today from P's World.
So this young man who claims to be new to dating has had a canon event. He's seen what it looks like when a woman truly wants a man, truly is interested, and truly desires that man to be hers. And it's changed his perspective on dating.
Being a male who is relatively new in the dating game and seeing how a girl acts for a male that she truly wants, that has got to be the biggest eye-opener for men. Like, you will see a dude who's genuinely a terrible person, but he looks so good that she literally breaks every rule. And this isn't hating on girls whatsoever at all. I want to make that clear. And like, yes, you can DM a girl first, you can cold approach, you can do all these things, but is it really worth it when a girl looks at like a quote unquote Chad and will cold approach him, will go out of her way to stalk his Instagram, even if she's never seen his face before, she'll somehow manage to find it? It's very eye-opening. Like, is it really worth chasing if you know how crazy the Chads get chased? I was just sitting here and I was just thinking about how brutal that is, because I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm not an 8, 9, or 10. But I know men who are 8, 9, and 10s, and I see how easy it is for them, and it's unreal.
Operate in your own lane, man. That's what my advice would be. Operate in your own lane. You know, you can go worry about that, man. You can go worry about what the 8, 9s, and 10s are doing. You can go worry about. In reality, if you pick a woman based on morals, none of that shit matters. Because if she's your girlfriend, then she's your girlfriend. It don't matter that another man's more attractive. Don't matter that another man's rich. Don't matter about nothing. Because her morals dictate how she acts. And she acts.
I mean, I can agree with P, but I also like P. How do we get to the morals part if they're not even attracted to you in the looks department? Right? If you're not within the Chad range of looks, you're probably not going to do that well. You're not even going to get to even understand her morals or her understand your morals.
Self-respect, and she's loyal, and she's whatever the case is. What you're seeing is you have a certain echelon of men who have women chasing them, right? And then you're not that echelon. So you got to be like a normal person, and you got to go after a woman, even if you get the woman and she likes you and you guys are together. In your mind, you're going, does she like me as much as these other women like these Chads? That's not your business. If you think like that, you're gonna get yourself messed up. That's not your business. That ain't got nothing to do with you.
I can actually somewhat agree with P on this one. I mean, you can somewhat compare, but it's not going to be the same. And even though it doesn't show the same lust as, you know, these women going after the Chad, doesn't mean these women don't genuinely love you or care for you either.
Focus on you and what you got going on. In reality, like you said, a lot of these guys are terrible people. They ain't got good personalities. So if she's obsessed over these guys and she really likes these guys, then there has to be something wrong with her, right?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, he's not wrong in his observation, though, P. It's like when women show that they genuinely like someone, it doesn't matter if it's a Chad or whatever it is. I've seen women do this not towards Chads, right? But they genuinely like that person. And if you don't get that same actions or the same type of feeling or the same, you know, result as that, can you really believe that she genuinely likes you or not?
she likes terrible people just based on how they look or what they have. Is that really the type of woman that you want just because what you find her attractive? Probably not.
You're right. It might not be the person that because she's attracted to those money things, but it's the way she is lusting over him, the way she gives him everything that shows she wants him. Doesn't mean he has to be a Chad. We still doesn't mean we don't want, and it also doesn't mean we don't want that for ourselves, even though we're not Chads.
Probably not. So I wouldn't be overtly discouraged. Because again, what the Chads and what all these guys have going on, it has nothing to do with you. Live your life.
So I saw this post saying, who is going to marry all the thoughts and the sluts that we meet at the clubs and at the raves? And honestly, it's going to be the church boys. Because if you think about it, all these bitches, when they turn 28, 29, they're going to see that the way that they're living is not healthy.
And so what do? They become overly religious. They turn to God. They start going to church.
And these little church boys that don't be going out, they don't know any better. They don't know these bitches have been fucking sucking dick back to back since they were 18. So what do they do? They see this, I mean, for the most part, they're good looking, right? The girls, the bitches, whatever. They see this baddie at church they've never seen before,
and they fall in love. They start pursuing her.
This bitch wants something safe, something secure, someone with God. So she settles down and marries him and never tells him about her past.
You know what?
He's 100% on. 100%.
You know what? I would agree, generally speaking, but even the men at church are locked in, man. Even the men in church are locked in. I'll be real, the men in church, they're clued up. They know what it is. On top of that, more and more, I mean...
You say that, then we covered articles of literal men marrying porn stars that converted. So, no, I don't really think they understand what the hell's going on.
Look, this guy, he's not black, okay? So, it hit different. But the black men in church are going less and less and less. I don't think they're falling for the okie doke like that. I'll be real. But in theory, what he's saying makes sense.
There's this certain, like, almost era that some women go through where they think that if they turn to God and they become overly religious, that they will be rewarded with a husband.
Yep.
They believe if they become what they think is the perfect woman, that eventually their worshiping and their prayers will be answered and they will be rewarded for all of their faithfulness by receiving what they think the ultimate reward for a woman is, which would be a husband, a head of the home. And they become almost like obsessed with the idea that they will one day be a wife. So they start practicing and being performative about what they believe a wife must act like.
Correct.
And they begin acting like that even when the man's not there yet. Like when they have not been given the husband yet, they begin acting like that. And they usually also become extremely judgmental to other women. And I feel like it kind of comes from this idea, like they're judging women for acting a certain kind of way because they feel like the more they point out their flaws.
And these types of women, in my opinion, are the biggest pick-me's. Like, it's not a term that I use really ever. But this shit is pick-me at its finest. A lot of the time, they're not even really religious. They don't even believe in that shit. They just doing it for a husband. They get to a point in their life where they're clubbing and they're doing all this whole shit. And then they realize the men that they're around, and then they see the men that they want, and they see the women who the men that they want have, and those women are women of self-respect and women of morals and integrity. So they try to become that just to get the man that they want. They be preaching the hardest, man. Preaching the Brittany Renner talking about Astaghfirullah, all that, Allah, all that.
I mean, look at all the O-fans, girls. How many of them turn to the church?
Bismillah. She's doing all the millahs. She's doing all of it. Kevin Gates busted that 1-2 time, leave her. Now all of a sudden, the hijab was covering her truths and it was hiding her. Shit is ridiculous. But speaking about ridiculous, I've seen a few seconds of this. And this mother, it's almost like she just wanted to make life as difficult as possible for her baby dad. So she refused to take child support payments, like bank transfer, right? So that he would have to go to the bank and withdraw the money and give it to her in cash. It's the most petty shit I've seen.
You don't take child support payments from him, do you?
Yes, he leaves
so
it there.
blocking on Venmo?
He should. That makes it so much easier on him to just Venmo me instead of going to the bank. He's doing everything the easiest that it can possibly be done for Chase, and he's done that the whole time we've been
Why
together.
would you not want it to be easy if he's going to send you money? Why would you not want that to be easy for him?
Right.
That's
Overruled.
why would you not want that to be? He's in school and
She's what's the saying? Oh my god.
Insufferable.
Cutting her face to spite.
Oh yeah.
You guys know it. Biting your hand to spite your face.
It's cutting off your nose to spite your face. Yeah.
Fuck. I'm drawing a blank.
And working and sending you a Venmo is a problem? Yes or no?
Did you see her like laugh and giggle right there like a dumbass?
Why does it have to be like, why
I
can
don't
you not
answer
bring me
questions.
cash?
You answer questions.
Yes, it's a problem.
Okay. Why?
Because it's so much, because it takes one more thing off of Chase that he has to do. He works and goes to school and that's all he does. He's 32 years old.
Okay.
He should be able to do that without any problem.
Is he stable? Yes. I'm not answering questions. You are. Tell me how having a job for 2 years and being in school for 2 years is not stable. You're living with your parents, is that correct?
Yes,
Mm.
ma'am.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. And he's just 5 years older than you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Similarly situated, is that correct?
Kind of.
He's bettered himself since you two separated. He's gotten a better paying job.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
He had that job when we were together.
Yes. He's gotten a raise. Is that correct?
I don't know his money situation.
Okay, you heard that he's making $23 an hour. Was he making $23 an hour when you two were together?
I don't know. He lied so much. I didn't know the truth
Okay.
from the not truth.
So now we're around to the fact that he's a liar.
Absolutely.
Okay. He was kind to you in his testimony.
Hmm.
Oh, you don't think he was kind to you?
He was kind during his testimony, but this week when I needed some space and some time, he was not kind.
So
No,
when you
ma'am.
called him and he dropped everything to go to the hospital?
Not that. After that, when I had to
Oh,
cancel
okay.
his visitation with Zane, he got very ugly with me the second.
Yeah, because you canceled his visitation. Why am I getting so worked up over this? Like every time I see court cases of women like this, just using and abusing kids in such a way, it just infuriates the shit out of me.
Time because my dad was coming home from the hospital and we had to be there to help get him in. And he was ugly about that.
Because you canceled on him again, right?
Yeah,
Two times.
Yeah, because my dad had a heart attack and Zane has been sick with the croup this week.
If you
So it's a
had-
lot.
If you hadn't seen your child in a period of 7 days and somebody kept putting you off and the last time you saw your child was for less than 4 hours, would it not upset you for somebody to continue to put that off?
Well, he has 4 hours to stay. It didn't have to be less than 4 hours.
Okay, when
I wish I could just reach in there and just freaking Sean Connery the shit out of her right now.
was the
First
last
of all,
when was the last time you spent 7 days away from this child?
never.
Okay.
Second of all, I would hope that somebody would be understanding. I would hope that I would be understanding to the fact that it's a very stressful time.
Not even understanding enough to allow him to Venmo you.
You want him to be
A
understanding.
lot of these situations, I'm sorry, man, and I get it, you know, oh my god, these women are so terrible, these women are so... How did you have a baby with this? And I always say, and people always disagree, am I supposed to believe she just became this person? Just out of nowhere, she just became this person? There were no signs.
I can say yes, because remember, men marry women a little bit too quickly. Women can hide themselves for 2 to 3 years. I think women are very good at it. And men like P right here are kind of unaware of that. Women are very good at manipulating men, and men are very good at being manipulated. Have you not noticed that? So yes, in a sense, yes, it is his fault. We're not going to say we're relieving all fault from him. But also, women are diabolical, bro. Come on, man. They're going to do what they're going to do. Doesn't matter what they're doing. They're still diabolical.
No, I don't believe it whatsoever. People have kids like it's nothing.
I can agree with that.
You don't think about
I agree
nothing.
with that.
You're tied to this person forever. Yeah, and she's super petty. She'll put being petty over what's best for her child. Oh yeah, she will. The evidence is clear. And the absolute worst part is, unless she's, abusive or on drugs or whatever the case is, most lawyers are going to look at him and say, brother, your case isn't really that good to even like fight for 50-50 or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's looking kind of dark. Visitation, that's probably the best you're going to get. Oh my. So I watched literally 3 seconds of this next clip and I was hooked. I said, you know what? I got to save this. We got to watch it because this makes absolutely no sense. This has to be some sort of a medical mystery. Okay? Yeah. I started puberty at 3 years old.
I started puberty at 3 years old and I want to talk about it. At 28, I don't think I've opened up to many people outside of my doctors and a few close friends and my boyfriend. So let's talk about it because, I don't think there's enough awareness.
Why, if you didn't do it before, all of a sudden, why would you want to tell everybody on the internet? Like, literally the whole world.
About this. So at 3 years old, my mum noticed that I was having mood and personality changes. She also noticed hair growth in, where. She also noticed that I was having, breast growth, and I also had really bad...
At 3 years old?
Teenage BO stink. So my mum brought me to Birmingham Children's Hospital, where I was monitored for years. I want to say up until about age 8 or 9. And yeah, I developed very, very fast.
This is going to sound like such a childish question. There's these medical mystery men, right? Who have crazy long penises, for example, right? It's ridiculous. It's hanging all the way down to their knee. Is this what happens? They hit puberty at 4. And it just...
Well, it might be elephantitis, P. There's a thing called elephantitis. I believe, Gene Simmons had it with his tongue. A few people have it on certain appendages. So it could be also that. Hell, imagine having elephantitis on your penis, though. Just, damn. Just literally a third leg. Everybody thinks it might be a great thing to have, but I can't imagine having to deal with a penis that big and large. What pants can I wear? Anywhere I go and sit, anybody accidentally smacks my leg, they're gonna actually smack my penis. It's just I'll be so self-conscious about my penis smacking into walls and corners of desks all the time.
It just goes crazy. I feel like that. I feel like that's what happens.
Remember, I think I went through 3 or 4 shoe sizes in about year 4. My feet grew really quickly. I was very tall as a child. I gained weight very rapidly. I was a very fat kid. Fat adult, but I was a very overweight child as well. At about age 7, I began spotting, and luckily I didn't start my full-blown period until I was, I want to say 11 or 12. Damn. But I began spotting while I was in primary school, and I had to wear panty liners. It was a whole thing. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I didn't realise how much precocious puberty moulded my childhood until I became an adult, because I was bullied very severely as a kid in primary school. It got a little bit better during secondary school, but primary school, it was pretty awful. I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was very overweight. I was very tall. I was about 5'7" by the time I left school in year 6. So I towered over a few of my female teachers as well. I also became a target I became a target for some of my teachers, is what I meant to say. Listen, we're not going to get into the bullying stuff because that I don't think I'll ever talk about it on the internet, because the things that I went through was mad. But so I was monitored pretty closely, because what the doctors didn't want was for me to have a full-on period. They already got a bit concerned because I was spotting. So I wouldn't say like the spotting ended when I was about 10 or 11. And then after my 12th birthday, yeah, that was when my period hit. So, yeah. And the doctors concluded that my precocious puberty was completely idiopathic. And they couldn't identify any internal or external cause for it. It literally just happened. Like, my body is just a bit faulty, or it was faulty as a child. Still faulty as an adult, but as a child, it just decided.
I mean, I give it to her. She's pretty upbeat and everything for living such an interesting bullied life. I can imagine her being bullied though. Being a black woman, being so tall, towering over everybody in elementary school. Yeah, you definitely got bullied.
I did that. Hey, this 3-year-old is ready for puberty, which is bloody awful. Another thing as well, because I gained weight so rapidly as a child, I actually became insulin resistant for a couple of years. So I had to have like blood glucose tests and all of that stuff. And eventually, it just naturally reversed itself. But like, yeah, it was a very interesting time. It was not fun, I'll be honest with you. Precocious puberty is incredibly rare, and I don't know if they have even identified a cause for it. They couldn't identify one with me. Basically, the doctors were like, we're just going to ride it out and see.
I mean, what else can they do? They can't puberty block you, and that ruins you even more. Thank God they didn't do that to you, girl.
What happens? I mean, I know that nowadays they give children injections to kind of reverse it, but back in my day, they just kind of like left it and observed you, and I don't know, if you had a period at like 5 years old, you were just expected to thug it out. I don't know, that's what it was like for me. And yeah, it might be different if you're in like a different country, or I don't know, but for me, they just kind of left you to they left you to thug it out, basically.
So I just did a quick Google search of what a precocious period was, and it's basically just like an early period, right? One of the onsets of puberty before age 8 in girls and 9 in boys. It's premature puberty, basically. And people
Interesting
always
topic.
Actually, no, I don't want to get into that religious debate, but yeah, there are a lot of faults in the human body. Some people are just born with defects, unfortunately.
True.
And fortunately for her, when it comes to the insulin stuff, she didn't become a type 1 diabetic. But when I listened to the first 3 seconds, I couldn't believe it. Puberty at 3 years old. Huh?
This is why I always say there's nuance. There's always nuance to all stories, nuance to people themselves. Yes, we generalize things, we can say a lot of things, but sometimes you live a certain way, you live a certain life, you experience certain people, then the nuance comes in. Think about nuance sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. But obviously when we give most advice, it has to be generalized because we don't understand the nuance of your situationship. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Bye.